Hi there. Are you looking to experience more love, more peace, and more abundance in your life? Do you want to wake up each day with greater purpose and feel more fulfilled? If you are, then this is the place for you. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming community has created a safe space for all to come and be uplifted. I hope you enjoy watching, and if you like what you see, please visit us at cslnj.org.
Good morning, everyone. Another beautiful Sunday morning. Thank you, Brian, for that meditation this morning. And thank you, Jesse, for bringing us in. Jesse Powers with us today. And of course, as our speaker today, we have Reverend Dr. Michelle Wadleigh. But we are a Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, and my name is Neil Pinkman. I am the spiritual director for this center. And I want to welcome everybody here this morning. New people, anybody here for the first time, that's fantastic. Anybody needs any information, you can find it on our website at cslnj.com. But what you're going to find most is a group of people who are exactly what we're about to all say together, because this is what we know about who we are. Please read along with me. We are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime, that you are the architect of your life, and that it is never too late to know true happiness. So, with that being said, welcome everybody. It's like I said, it's a beautiful morning. Sit back, relax. We have coming up right now a chant from Jesse, and then Brian serving a thank you as our practitioner of the day today will lead us in the opening treatment. So thank you very much.
All right, here we go. Sing along with me if you know it by now. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. Let's do it again. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough, and I do enough, and I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am love. I am love. I am loved. I am loved. I am love. I am enough. I am enough. Ooh, I have enough. Ooh, and I do enough. And I am love. I am enough. I have enough, and I do enough. Ooh, and I am loved. One more time. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved.
So what I know right now is that there is a power, a presence, a consciousness, an energy, a love that is greater than us, and yet it is a part of us all, and we are all a part of it. It is all one. One unified entity, one unified thing, one unified consciousness, one unified intelligence. And so, as Jesse beautifully sang, by that definition, if it is one and we are all one with it, then we are by definition all. By all, we are by definition enough. By all, we by definition have enough. And knowing how this intelligence works, by definition, we do enough. And so we come here this morning to be reminded of that and to celebrate that consciousness, to milk from that consciousness all that we need to be mindful of and take with us throughout our day-to-day business, moment by moment, hour by hour. We come here once again, as we do every Sunday, to further develop that, knowing that that enoughness becomes our pervading thought. Everything that we experience in life is constantly created in our minds. And so we choose our thoughts to know this consciousness deep to the very core of our being. And in celebration of that, I bless everything that does transpire in this celebration this morning. I bless the music, I bless the words, I bless the technology, I bless all the participants online, present in this moment, online present in YouTube, and however else this word may appear. For it is all good, it is all God, it is all us, and it is all enough. And with abundant gratitude for this and so much more, I surrender this word into life, into light, into love. Please join with me as we release by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Jesse, for the chant, and Brian for our treatment. And welcome anybody who's joined us in the meantime. And it is now time for our affirmation. Our affirmation, the Audacity to Awaken affirmation, and that is in the chat for everybody to read at this point. So please read along with me. I awaken today with the courage to see myself clearly and love myself wholly, as I am and as I am not. I open my heart to curiosity, trusting that every question leads me deeper into truth. I embrace conscious evolution, knowing that life is always expanding through me. I release what no longer serves and boldly claim my divine power. I am awake, I am courageous, and I am fully alive to the brilliance of my becoming. And after that, we know as we do, whether in person, on Zoom, no matter where we are, we understand how important peace is to us as individuals, to us as a community, and to us as a country, and the entire world, as so many different organizations dedicate themselves to trying to make that happen, and we do every week with our community. So if you would, please repeat after me. I am the peace I wish to see. I know this peace for my family. I know this peace for my community. My community knows this peace for my country. And my community knows this peace for the world.
And if you'd like to read along, if you have your textbook handy, it is found on the bottom of page 277, Success and Happiness. Success and happiness are ours when we deal with absoluteness. This is the attitude we should have. What we need to know is the truth. This does not mean that we need not be active. Of course, we shall be active, but we need not compel things to happen. Only remember, we are surrounded by a universal subjectivity, a subjective, creative consciousness, which is receptive, neutral, impersonal, always receiving the impress of our thought, and which has no alternative other than to operate directly upon it, thus creating the things which we think. Each one should realize that there is nothing in him or her which denies that which they desire. Our unity with good is not established while there is anything in us which denies it. People often say, "How shall I know when I know?" The very fact that one can ask this proves that they do not know. For when they know what they know, they can prove their knowing by doing. Thought sets definite forces in motion in mind relative to the individual who thinks. For instance, I am known in consciousness as Ernest Holmes, for that is my name, and every claim made for me which I accept operates through avenues of mind activity and returns to me as some condition. Yeah, I might as well finish this. A good demonstration is made when truth, gathering its own power, lifts one out of his environment, and until that time comes, he should stay where he is in order that he may know when he has made a demonstration. It is not a good demonstration if when we give our treatments, we have to struggle just as before. Principle is absolute, and insofar as any individual can actually induce within consciousness, upon principle, a definite concrete acceptance of their desire, it will manifest, even though every thought on earth had to change to compel it. If it were a bit of information that was needed for the demonstration that only one person on earth knew, that person was in the center of Africa, the information would be produced.
Sunshine on my face and the day is made of magic. Sometimes I still find a way to make my life seem tragic. Good things pour down on me like summer rain is so warm. I try to run, but it's so much better to dance in the storm. You see, I accept my joy without question, it's a blessing. And I accept my pain without question, it's a blessing. I accept my joy without question, it's a blessing. I'm expanding and I'm standing in the heart of love, in the heart of love. In the heart of love, in the heart of love, in the heart of love. Things crumble into chaos and I don't know where to turn next. Feels like I'm a failure, but I know it's all for the best. Good things are coming my way, even if I don't see them yet. And if I open my eyes and look, I see that I've been blessed. Oh, I accept my joy without question, it's a blessing. I accept my pain without question, it's a blessing. I accept my joy without question, it's a blessing. I'm expanding and I'm standing in the heart of love, 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 in the heart of love. I see my blessing and I'm accepting, no hesitation, no reservation. I see my blessing and I'm accepting, no hesitation, no reservation. I see my blessing and I'm accepting, no hesitation, no reservation. I see my blessing and I'm accepting, yeah. I accept my joy without question, it's a blessing. And I accept my pain without question, it's a blessing. I accept my joy without question, it's a blessing. I'm expanding and I'm standing in the heart of love, 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 oh, in the heart of love. I'm in the heart of love, I'm in the heart of love, in the heart of love.
Good morning. Oh my God, Jesse, I haven't been with you in so long. And I remember when I originally wanted to get you in here, and then it felt like every time you were on, I wasn't on. So what a treat to have your music and your creativity today.
Oh,
So
thanks.
beautiful. And it's so heart-centered, so heart-centered. Thank you for your music.
Thank
Good
you.
morning, CSL and J. And forget about the rest of you. Good morning, Aiden. Aiden Michael. That's all I care about right now is Aiden Michael. Hi,
Thank
Fire
you.
Andy. Are you still in the hospital? Oh my God,
Yes, we
oh my
are.
God. Yeah, there he is. There he is, our precious new boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes, we keep multiplying. Oh, he's so beautiful. He's so beautiful. So God bless and congratulations to all of you. We got to all keep sending our love to you because you're about to know a life-changing experience like nothing.
Thank you all. We chose the swaddle to match Neil's shirt. So
Oh, well, good, good. It is interesting how there are certain experiences that we all have in life, right? That that when they happen and we're in them, you ever wonder why the rest of the world, like the baby comes, and I remember especially my first son and having him, and I looked around, I thought, why is the whole world not celebrating? Because energetically, it feels like everything shifted. And I guess in reality, when we think of quantum reality, that anything that shifts everything simultaneously. So why wouldn't I expect that? It's the same thing when you've had a loss in your life. And you walk around, you look like, why is everybody looking so happy? And you know you just lost somebody or divorce or anything like that. It's life has only a certain amount of present time moments that shift our perspective so completely, it leaves us wondering why everyone's not paying attention. Last night Neil was saying at the meeting, so we had a strip of storms that came through last night, and not everybody, I guess not everybody here experienced it, but something went down at the top of my block. Another tree went down somewhere else. So we were left, we're still without power, as far as I know. We left home to come here to Joe and Marcy Schneider's house. And the thing I said to Neil, it's interesting how, and I think this is how all sorts of oppression can exist, because right now, Neil, in our very small neighborhood, we've had a huge impact. Very, to us, it's huge. But right outside, literally just right outside, blocks away, people are fine. And I can see that this is how isms can live, because when you're in the ism, you're like, what the hell? Why can't you see this? But when you're outside the ism, everybody following me? Right? When you're outside the ism, you're like, what are they talking about? And this isn't really so much about the talk today, but it is a realization that when one speaks about a struggle, a strife, a limitation, you better believe them, because not believing them is an indication not that it's not happening or that they're making stuff up, it's that you're on the outside of it. So I just wanted to bring that because I could really feel that this morning. It felt almost weird, like, wait a minute, everybody else is fine, and yet we had this other experience. And so I want to tell you about another faux pas. Now, I don't have to tell you this faux pas. I don't have to admit this to you, but I I love exposing my foibles. I do, because it keeps me human. I'll back into it. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to reading and listening to anything about metaphysics, spirituality, quantum, emotional growth, emotional intelligence, I should say, leadership, especially from the people I truly respect. And Brene Brown is somebody that I really respect. And I strongly, and if you are a leader or choose to be a leader, I can't encourage her work enough. She doesn't talk just about methodology. She really talks about the beingness and who we have to be powerful leaders. And so I'm currently reading her last book, Strong Ground. And I have to tell you, it's thick. It's I it's thick. I have to really hang on in reading it. And while I'm listening to her, in my mind, I do a checklist, and I can see that there's some things that I'm doing within my community or my business right now, my personal business. I think, okay, I do that okay, I do that okay. And then she says something else, I go, oh, I'm clueless. But what she promotes more than anything else, which is why she's one of my favorite authors, is emotional health, emotional intelligence, emotional maturity. And I want to say to all of us that wherever you are in the world, being able to navigate your world healthfully, emotionally healthfully, is probably the most critical thing, the single most critical thing. Because when you're able to see yourself in life without fooling yourself, and when you're able to get grounded in a time, yeah, I'm just going to use the word regulate, and you're able to see yourself in the middle of trauma and regulate yourself, you that is actually, and I'm not trying to make you think more of yourselves, but that's a master level activity of emotional being. And the world is evidence of the need of this emotional intelligence, expertise, and the need for that regulation. And again, I say this every time I'm with you because I guess I sometimes still have to feel like I have to justify why things are important to me, which is kind of odd, especially here in this community. You know who I am and you know why I do what I do. But I'm telling you, it is the absolute purpose that for me to do my shadow work, for me to do my forgiveness work, and now for me to do the authenticity work that's going to be coming out more and more with the new book. And thank you, Reverend Joel, for bringing that out last week. So, and the reason is that I see where I can be inauthentic and I watch the world. I watch the world and people around me being absolutely stricken by such an overwhelming need of acceptance that they lie. They don't lie on purpose, but they lie about themselves. And they lie by pretending to be okay when they're not okay, by pretending to agree with you when in truth they're not in agreement. And all of that pretense, all of it causes us to be inauthentic and not be who we truly are. So my talk today is acceptance, and I present that it is one of the least celebrated and most powerful spiritual practices available to us. And I stand by that. And I want to back around to what I said about my faux pas. So I've been preparing for this talk for a while. Usually once I set a talk in motion, I have to present a title and a description weeks prior. And then I start looking at it. It could be 1 to 2 weeks out, and I keep it in my consciousness and I look at it and I look for inspiration to, feed into it. And so I knew what I was talking about. But yesterday, and for those of you who know them, I performed the wedding for Maggie and her now husband Joe down in Jersey City. It was very sweet. It was funky and different. And I couldn't see Ty sing, but Ty was there to sing his song Found. And then I literally come from the wedding home to my grandchildren to babysit. I always have something that grounds me. I got to tell you, I can never think I'm all that because when you got to get to babysitting, you're not all that, at least hopefully only to your grandkids. And then the storm came and then the power was there. And so I found myself being fairly disoriented. And I went home late because my son and my daughter-in-law came home late. I thought for sure I'd come home to electricity, but there was no electricity. So, number one, let's just check mark that for allowance, okay? Or acceptance. Actually, allowance is the mistake. Let's check this for accepting what is. However, and there was my mistake. In my mind, I was remembering my stuff for today. I had no power. I couldn't look at my computer as allowance. So I was working with this word allowance and something in me said, let's check out what the word allowance means. And so when I started searching, and that was this morning, number one, most of it was about money, about an allowance of money, number one. And then I thought, well, what about allowance when it comes to martial arts? Because what I know with martial arts is this thing about flow and allowing or using someone else's aggression against themselves by allowing them to move past you. So I'm working with this concept, thinking myself, trying to get set up here because we had to leave the house. And then I sit down and I look and I realize it's my talk isn't about allowance, it's about acceptance. Now I'm telling you that because one of the things that I'm learning more of in that leadership book is and I feel like I am cultivating it, is the willingness to be wrong. And I used to talk about this more often. The willingness to be wrong without beating myself up, though, without like, oh, you idiot, ba ba ba. No, it was with actually a certain amount of amusement. And so that brings me to acceptance because I assure you that I am in a full out practice of life acceptance, as is Neil, as we are in our life situation right now. And what I know about acceptance, that when I get present to what is, and so I accepted myself in making that mistake. Let's just use that as an example. When I'm accepting it, I'm not fighting against it. I'm not criticizing. I'm not judging. I'm not comparing myself to the most perfect speaker, Reverend Joel. I'm not comparing myself against other speakers. I'm just accepting what is. And when you and I have a practice of acceptance, accept when we're in the energy or the space of acceptance, what can't be in that same space is judgment and making somebody wrong and blame. Those are they can't enter the same energetic space. Am I clear? I wish more of you would have your faces on the screen. I'd so love to see your faces. Anywho, we simply suffer less. Oh, yay. Hi, Jean. We simply suffer less from what happens when we are away. Oh, thanks, folks. I do love seeing you. We suffer less when and now here's where the other word allowance does come in. When we allow. You understand? If you and I are constantly bucking the system and bucking a person and bucking something that you don't like what's going on, that energy we're banging up against it. We are constantly banging up against it. So here's what I want you to do. Since we're in here and we're kind of all intimate with this relatively small group, I would like to suggest that you bring to mind right now, you even want if you have a piece of paper, I'd even make a note. I suggest you bring to mind a person and or a situation that you're currently in life that is causing you to some strife, some struggle, some objection. I'm going to be quiet for a moment and let you come up with a person or a situation. Okay? And if you want to give me some thumbs up when you got it, even if you're not on screen. Okay, we got a few. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And there is the reaction buttons down there for those of you who might want the reaction button. Okay. Thank you, Joe. There you go. Up, Tracy. Thank you. All right. Good, 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 good. You guys are plugged in. Okay. Now take that person and or situation, and you might want to close your eyes for this for just a moment. And think about what you think about with them. Literally, pay attention to what you pay attention to about this person or the situation. Pay attention to how you are holding it in your mind. Are you making them wrong? Are you criticizing them? Are you judging the situation, whatever that might be? Get present to how you are holding it now first. That's the first part. Now, I want you to go out there in your mind for a little bit, using your imagination. I'd like you to imagine what would change if you stopped objecting to this situation or to this person, if you stopped objecting to them, and just ponder that for a few moments. Obviously, we don't have much time since we're here. Imagine if you were accepting the individual or the situation instead of fighting against it, judging it, objecting to it. Can you get a sense that that thing or individual would have an easier passage through your mind and through your heart? Can you get a sense of that? Now, don't get me wrong. Acceptance doesn't mean you'll like it. Acceptance doesn't mean you approve of it. It simply means that you stop objecting to the situation and you allow it to move through you. Can you get that? Now, again, I am getting a crash course in acceptance. And I will tell you, at the beginning of this week, I failed miserably. We had a situation that was going on, and I didn't rise up in that moment. I was in a emotional reaction. I was in full out panic. I was having anxiety, which is not something I normally admit to you guys. Well, not that I don't admit it. It's normally not my truth. But in the beginning of the week, because of a situation, this is what happened. And I'm not going to give you more details. I hope you trust me enough that you know you don't need them. And what I recognized when this happened this week was that it was giving me a dry run for other times in my life when I need to be in greater acceptance of what is. Because I thought I had a handle on it. Weeks ago, if I was talking to someone and they'd say, "Well, how you doing?" And I'd say, "Oddly, I'm doing okay." Because life has some challenges in my home right now, as you all know. And so when I was okay, I was like, "Well, I'm really okay, although it's weird." Okay. But now I'm telling you, I had a moment. But recovery from that moment is about dropping the judgment of myself. It's about not carrying it forward. It's about not continuing to subscribe to, "Oh, I didn't do it right," or "Oh, I should have done this better." Are you hearing me? The pain and suffering that we have in our lives comes because we have a faux pas, then we judge the faux pas, and then we continue to make ourselves wrong, and then we tell stories about how screwed up we are. And that's how we keep alive the discord. But take a breath with me, if you will. Just like the breath that moves through the body. Just like that breath. Mm. Oh my God. When I breathe like that, and I breathe consciously, and I breathe in community like that, I feel immediately overwhelmed with a sense of presence that doesn't come unless I'm being intentional. When we allow our breath to flow, our body is in celebration. When we tighten, when we restrict, when we breathe just from the upper chest, or we hold on to our breath out of fear, lots of other things go on in our body temple. Lots of other things. It goes on in our body temple, and it goes on in our brain. Most of us don't breathe deep enough. Most of you, I guarantee that you don't know how to really fill, excuse me, all the lobes of your lungs. And yet breath is critical. If you want to talk about acceptance, talk about, so have you ever, anybody know about lazy rivers? In a pool? Like, I love lazy rivers. If you don't know, a lazy river is a long, uh, smooth moving body of water through a pathway. And it's great. You pick your feet up, you get a floaty, and it takes you. It's a real lazy man's way for enjoying water. I love it. However, sometimes when you take an exercise class and it's early in the day and there's no kids around, and this happens down in my friends' families, their amenity pools where they go. They do an exercise class in the lazy river, but what they do is they walk against the river. They walk against it for exercise. Now, if you can imagine how much more effort it takes to walk against that. Imagine walking upstream from a flowing river. We have a river that goes through the town where I live. It's called the Rockaway River. It's very low. It's a very low river. And sometimes it flows more than others. And I mean, there are times it overflows, but most of the year it's about maybe shin deep, maybe knee deep. And even that shallow of a water, and I used to take my grandkids here all the time. When you're walking, if you're walking against the stream, you're struggling. It's hard because we're walking against the flow. We're walking against it. Acceptance is a doorway to what's possible. Transformation is what walks you through it. And transformation is the reward for acceptance. Catch that. Transformation is the reward for acceptance. And you cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. You cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. And so, first, it's like me telling you, yep, I screwed up again, but without the energy. I want to encourage you to stand so much in your authentic essence that it is empowering you, it is a sense of empowerment to be in that place of alignment, which is now, I don't call my sessions treatment sessions anymore, practitioner sessions. I call them alignment sessions because I know that I'm working to be in alignment with source and I'm looking to bring my client into alignment with source. And that alignment is empowering and it's me remembering who I am. And joy is not created by acceptance. Joy is revealed when resistance dissolves. So when when you accept what is, that situation or that person, when we accept it, we look at it and we just stare it in the eye, what this strife was to a certain degree initially will just begin to crumble and disappear. You can immediately feel yourself letting go of your objection to it. The opposite of acceptance is not rejection, although part of it is argument with reality because you're fighting against what is. Anybody try doing that? How's that work? How's that work? Fighting against reality. I mean, that's a fact. And so, again, when we get regulated, when we can pull back into our state of empowerment and alignment. And then we look, I, I'm not going to go through them, but I'm having some mini miracles in my life. I'm having some mini miracles in my life with a couple of relationships that I didn't realize I was creating. Isn't that funny that I would say that to you? I didn't realize I was creating the discord, but I knew that they were hanging around. I knew the discord was hanging around. So I had to finally say to myself, how did this get here? I thought, well, since I'm the constant, I must be it. And I promise you, I didn't beat myself up. I accepted responsibility for the creation, and accepting responsibility for creation, I positioned myself to be at ease with it, with total ease with it. Acceptance allows us to respond consciously instead of reacting habitually, which is why, and Sandy Dell, I don't know if you're willing to grab that link for me. That would be for that course. I'd so appreciate it. The I adopted from my spiritual teacher. She had made us these buttons. We're talking 50 years ago or longer. She had made us these little buttons, and in the middle of the button was a gigantic or big I. And then in the middle of the I, it said, I am, I have, I can, I choose, I do, to remind us to be in language of affirmation. The ones I've added to over the years, which wouldn't fit on the button, is I am, I have, I can, I choose, I do, I accept, I allow, I am willing. And sometimes it's I am willing to be willing. But this language, when we are in that, we start to open those spaces up inside of us. I I want to remind you, acceptance is not approval. Just like when I talk about forgiveness, forgiveness is not permission. Forgiveness is never condoning, but it is allowing yourself to have a different experience of individuals. I want to encourage you to continue to ponder that person or that situation that you brought to mind earlier. Take it into your daily meditation practice and see how your body, because your body's going to tell you, remember this, your body is what you want to read. And you want to see is when I think about this person, am I feeling constricted or can I move to where I'm feeling open? And stay with it until you experience shift. Until you experience shift. What happens if you do this? What happens if you do this often enough? Often enough. What happens is you create spaciousness in your inner landscape. You create flow through your heart. You create ease in your mind. You create opportunities to get regulated because you're not carrying judgment and criticism and all of that into the situation or into the relationship. You get to be you, authentically you. Again, there are people around you you're not going to like, and that's just the way it is. But not for nothing, they're not there for your approval. They're not. Like I said to you last week about mom and dad, get over it. Just get over it. I had to I did a favor for my son and had to have a conversation with his landlord. There were some issues and I did a little mediation is what I did. And then we the problem solved itself beautifully because I wasn't there to object to her. I didn't show up with an agenda. I showed up to listen. And then when I, reported back to my son what the situation was, I said, "You're just going to have to get over it. You can be right or you can be out on the street. Those are your choices." So that's different from what you might have in your situation, but you can be right about how wrong someone is, or you can be in a state of allowance and acceptance. I like the second one as a better choice. I love acceptance. I love being present. I love being in alignment. I love being authentically me, even when I have to admit my foibles, which I don't. I do that because I love you all. But I love this option more than being so devoted to keeping someone wrong and keeping a situation down. Good? Am I making sense? Is this helpful? All right, good. So let's move into an alignment and then acceptance. I know with a wide open heart, with my mind, my soul, my beingness, that I am in the presence of the One. And you, each of you, are the One. And together we are the One. And this One knows itself as each of us individually and as the collective. And as it knows itself intimately. It knows itself in our heart, in our mind, in our soul. Its essence is stunning and beautiful and profound. And with every single breath we take, that breath enlivens within us such beauty, truth, strength. I speak this word for this community, claiming and declaring on behalf of each of us that we remember who we are. The full out measure of who we are. And it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I'm grateful for this opportunity today. I'm grateful to be present. I'm grateful to be for life to navigate through me, causing me to grow and expand as I simply accept the lessons that are right there at my doorstep. And I know this for you, that you have the wisdom to allow this to happen in you, through you, and as you. I am so grateful. I simply allow this to be so right here, right now. And so it is.
I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. And I do enough. And I am loved.
Please read along with me the conscious giving affirmation. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And you know the different ways of giving, and if you don't, CSL North Jersey at gmail.com. That's our email address. Let me know. Give me a call, and happy to talk to any of you. Actually, about anything, whatever you want to talk about. For our things that are coming up, we are back in person next week, and Tony will be our speaker. She'll be helping us along through radical acceptance this month. And she's speaking about there is always a blessing, always a blessing. So that's really good. A short note that we have on the side here is that thank you for all the people who voted. We got the votes in. Voting closed on Friday, and the new bylaws are passed and will officially be put into effect at our next coming board meeting, where we will vote them in there as being the set of bylaws for us. So after Tony, the week after that is Father's Day, the 21st. I will be speaking that day, and the week after that, Joel Flatinos, which will be a Pride Sunday on June 28th. Michelle, anything else going on I need to bring
Oh,
up?
yeah. Thank you. Since I won't be seeing you all, which I'm saddened that it didn't work out this way after and I'm sorry, Reverend Joel left. My book is coming out on June 16th, my last book, Dance Like Nobody's Watching. I know, I'm so excited. So we have so much going on. So I put in there a link if you can pre-order it. I would love you forever. I love you forever anyway, but just a little bit more because publishers love those pre-orders. So take pity on me or don't. Celebrate with me and just pre-order the book if you will. And then we have a class happening soon after that is based on that book. And either if you join that one or the one that Sandy put in earlier, I want to talk about that course quickly. We have communities from different places joining us. It's not just us. And that class is 10 weeks, 10 habits where it's going to be based on principle and changing up the thinking and the little behaviors that sabotage you and you don't realize it. So it's going to be what I like to call down and dirty, 45 to 60 minutes, spot on, total, no fluff. We're not processing none of my normal thing. All right. It's going to be what do you and I do that will help to begin to change the neural pathways in our thinking so that we activate new life and just new habits to keep us, expanding in the way we want to be. So I really hope you join me in one or both of those classes. And as always, my community, we're always committed to getting people in class. So if there's a scholarship or partial scholarship necessary, just reach out. The answer for us is always yes and how. It'll always be yes, and it will be how. How can we figure that out? Because I'm a believer in re-educating ourselves. That God knows I've needed it. So I'm really loved being with you today. Thank you all. So that's it, Neil. Thank you.
Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.